right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's Arizona Lodging and Tourism Association's Member Benefits webinar. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gani Jimenez, Vice President of Industry Relations, and I'm excited to be your host for today's webinar. Today, we'll be covering a range of updates to AzLTA's membership structure and benefits. Before we jump in, please do note that this recording will be shared in a recap email to follow, along with any links to resources that are mentioned throughout. We will have time for a Q&A at the end, so please submit your questions using the Q&A feature provided right at the bottom bar through Zoom, and we will do our best to answer them during this session. If we don't get to your questions, please send those to membership@azlta.com. The purpose of today's webinar is to ensure that our membership and the offerings we have keep you engaged, informed, and keep you equipped for what you're going to need in your company, no matter what part of your business you are in. Excuse me. We appreciate all of our long-term members, which we might have on the call, but also some of you on this webinar that are considering joining us, which we certainly hope you do. This will serve as all you need to know about levels and associated benefits. We look forward to the possibility of welcoming new members to add to our collective voices, strengthening the important work we do here at AzLTA. I'm joined by three of our strategic partners who will lead you through the updated benefits associated with your membership offerings. Some of these benefits started almost a year ago and have evolved as the needs of our membership changed over the course of the pandemic. They will walk you through some of the offerings and discounts you all receive as members and how you can apply for these, along with how they can help your business save some money. As we look towards this year and beyond, AzLTA will continue to be the primary statewide voice that brings hospitality and tourism industry leaders together to address our shared challenges and determine our path forward. Guided by our strategic plan, we will focus on bringing our members value by providing them with 5 key areas, as you can see here on the screen. We will remain advocacy centered at the local, state, and federal level, focused on rebuilding all aspects of the hospitality industry in the coming months and years. We will continue at every level to frequently update you on key legislative happenings, movement on our policy priorities, what is happening here in Arizona, and the impact on our industry through our weekly industry insider member newsletters, action alerts, and other general communications to ensure that you're as up to date and in the know on the issues that are most affecting your business and our industry. We will also continue to leverage voice through our grassroots activation. Your outreach to legislative members and elected officials is an essential component of our collaboration and advocacy efforts, and we cannot let up that collective voice. We also have a new engagement and advocacy program we launched at the beginning of 2021 called Advocacy and Occupancy Today. This is an entirely new program that is incredibly insightful, and it will also give our members the opportunity to ask questions and convene virtually with board members and hoteliers to demonstrate the power of hospitality to your communities and ensure that our stories remain top of mind for legislative members. Also, we've taken a closer look at our member educational offerings, recognizing that staying informed is a top priority for everyone, particularly during these challenging times and in the state of virtual learning we've all unfortunately become accustomed to. Some of you may have participated in last year's Tourism Talk webinar series, and we will continue to offer webinar content in this new speaker series this year, where you'll hear from industry experts, CEOs, national partners, and legislative members. Each month, these 1-hour webinars will not only feature leaders in hospitality, business, government, but will also bring together your industry peers, as we've done in last year's webinar series. AzLTA offers diverse perspectives and ideas from different segments of our industry, from hotels, airlines, airport attractions, and different partners, state association, chambers, international partners, and more. You'll hear much more of this all across our webinar content this year. So we encourage you to share key contacts within your organization or company with us who should be notified of these webinars, and we'll add them to our member database. Our upcoming webinars will begin again later this month and will focus on hospitality trends, federal and legal updates, the impact of vaccinations on travel, and the recovery of hospitality. And finally, in addition to the above, we will also have more access points with our government affairs team through our new policy and advocacy quorum platform, which is part of our larger new educational offering that we will touch on in the upcoming months. We will discuss our advocacy approach to advance and influence policies and provide guidance on how you can help to advance them. This program will be open to anyone within your business, so your entire team can get up to speed on the issues most affecting on our industry. And finally, we will provide member savings programs. A new plan for 2021 will be shared with all of our members in the upcoming weeks that you'll hear about next. Lastly, before I introduce today's presenters, I want to take a minute to review AzLTA due structure, which is based on 4 categories of our membership. As a reminder, allied and corporate dues are set on a fixed fee. Lodging dues are calculated based on the number of rooms each property has, and tourism dues are calculated based on either your annual budget or the number of employees your company has. We also use this information to calculate 2021 invoices. For returning lodging members, you recently received information about available grant funds for our AZ Safe and Clean certification program. We know a lot of your budgets have changed, so if you've not reached out to us, please do so right away. You also received another email with a link to sign into your member account where you can update your contacts, your emails, and information you would like to be featured on our membership directory. So it's really important that you sign in and update your account. Also, for returning members, all 2021 invoices went out late January and February, addressed to the primary contact for your business. Reach out to membership@azlta.com with any questions about your invoice or to discuss a membership payment plan. We encourage you to take the time to do this because you know that it could potentially help you maintain your membership active. For those of you who are not yet members and interested in joining, you can complete the online application found on azlta.com Join Now page. We would be happy to discuss more information with you further one-on-one. Additionally, I'd like to encourage all of you to review the member benefits for all the levels, also located on the website, as you can see a preview here on the screen. And with that, I would like to introduce our first presenter, Santiago Arango, Senior Director of Business Development with Source One. Source One is the leading group purchasing organization in hospitality. They have more than 12 billion in purchasing power and contractual relationships with more than 165,000 rebated line items and over 1,000 suppliers. They help the hospitality industry enhance the capacity to achieve results by maintaining alignment with brand standards, growing and strengthening supplier networks. Santiago, welcome.
Thank you, Karin, and thank you for having myself and Source One Purchasing here, speaking with your membership. I do want to start and introduce Source One Purchasing, what we do, a little history, and then give you a little information on what value we can bring to the table for your hotel operation, especially during these times where hotels are looking for every opportunity to save across their property and across every category with the suppliers they're purchasing from today. So what is a group purchasing organization? I'll start there and explain to you real simple what we do. A GPO, group purchasing organization, is an organization that collects the purchases of hospitality members across the industry, restaurants, hotels, casinos, entertainment facilities, and we pull together the purchases and we go directly to manufacturers and we negotiate pricing and rebates that we can then extend out to our hospitality operators. Today we have 60,000 members across the country that participate on our program and over $12 billion in buying power, as Karin mentioned. We also offer over 165,000 items under contract across all the different supplier programs we have today. Now, what does this mean to you and your operation? Well, if you're an independent hotel out in the industry, you don't have the backing and the buying power that a Hilton, a Marriott, or a Holiday Inn type property have. That's where we come in and we offer value, where we try to even the playing field for you and offer you opportunities to save with the suppliers you're using today on the food side and on the non-food side. So if you're using a Cisco, US Foods, a Shamrock, we're able to work with them directly, collect your purchase history, and collect rebates on your behalf and pass that down to you at the operator level, which typically is about 1 to 2% of total purchases with these suppliers. If we can go to the next slide, please. And that's what we call our manufacturer cashback program. Very easy way to think about it is if you go to Best Buy and purchase a oven or refrigerator, usually there's a manufacturer coupon there that you fill out and submit, and you get a rebate amount for that purchase. We do that, but we do that with over 350 manufacturers that we have currently part of our portfolio on your behalf. So there's this money out there that is not making it into your pockets that we try to help the hospitality operator in the industry in getting. So we manage that whole process. And like I mentioned, we have over 165,000 items with all these manufacturers. In addition, there's no cost for participating in our program. There isn't any mandate or minimum to participate, which is quite different from other group purchasing organizations out there in the industry that might require you to purchase a certain amount to participate or even penalize you if you're not buying enough of their items under contract. We're completely flexible and one of the only programs out there that don't have those type of requirements to work with us. So not only do we work with those independents and even the playing field and get some additional dollars in their pockets, we also work with some of the big brands out there as well, as we do have every item covered under contract that is required for your breakfast standards and your hotel standards. We also have a portal that if you were to join and participate on our program, you would be able to go in and actually see live analytics on how much you're buying through all your suppliers, how much you're spending by category, by item, and we even give you the rebate amounts by manufacturer on that portal. And I'll show you a little snippet towards the end of the presentation, but that's just another value add that we offer here at Source One to all of you out there in the industry. Beyond that, we also have what we call beyond prime programs or operating supplies and equipment contracts. So it's not just on the food that we're trying to save, but also on the hotel amenities, linen, MRO type of purchases that you're making at your property. We have great programs currently in place with some of the top suppliers that you'll see very quickly here on one of the following slides. So if we can go to the next one. Here's just an example of just some of the top manufacturers that we have contracts with currently. Some of these might be very familiar to you. You know, we have Heinz Ketchup, we have Ken's, Chobani, Tyson, and all of these manufacturers are here and partnered with us so that we're not trying to diminish the quality of the items that you're buying at your property. In most cases, participating on our program, you'll realize that some of these national manufactured products are going to be a lot more cost effective for you. You might be buying branded specific items from your distributor today that are a little lesser quality. Well, what I always say is we're trying to not only reduce your cost, but increase the quality of the product as well at the property. And we have partnerships with some of the biggest food manufacturers in the industry, as you see here. Not only do we have these contracts, but we also inform all of our hospitality operators whenever all these manufacturers are running promotions. For example, Tyson just a couple months ago was running a promotion where if you were to submit an invoice, you were eligible to receive about $3 a case back on all the items that you were buying through Tyson. We sent an email campaign out to all of our members, letting them know this was available and that we would take the burden of submitting those invoices on your behalf. So just another example of how we work directly with these manufacturers and extend the value out to our operators. If we can go to the next slide, please. As I mentioned, it's not just a food program, but also a program that covers basically everything from rooftop to parking lot. We have programs with some of the most recognizable hotel supply companies in the industry, like American Hotel Register, HD Supply, Granger, Centos, just a couple examples of partnerships that we have in the industry. And the way these programs are set up, just like the food program, there's no change in purchasing that you're doing today, no disruption, no change in account numbers, no change in representation at the supplier level. We just work with these suppliers on the back end to connect you to our program, and you'll start benefiting from the negotiated pricing that we have at a national level. So we're not here to disrupt the thing you're doing. We're here to just connect you to better pricing that you can afford at your property. You can go to the next slide, please. Here's an example of how the portal looks like. You'll be given access to one where you'll be able to log in, click on the suppliers that you're currently doing business with, and load all the information that we ask for, which is normally just an account number, just so we can go to the supplier, let them know this property is interested in getting our national pricing. Please connect them to our program, and they in turn connect your property to our national contract. And all this is done through this portal, and you'll also be able to track how you're doing on the program ongoingly. Most group purchasing organizations normally take about 6 to 9 months for them to show value, but we're actually able to show immediate value as soon as we're connected to the supplier, and you'll be able to see purchases flow through the program and actually see estimated rebates on the program as soon as 2 weeks of joining the program. From the day of inception, you'll receive your first quarterly check about 3 to 4 months after participating, and there is the option to do an ACH direct deposit versus a check that's sent out via mail. So all this is done to make the payments and the value that we offer you more immediate than some of our peers in the industry. If we can go to the next slide. In recap, Source One, just for all of you, we're a group purchasing organization that's dedicated in the hospitality segment. We have all the requirements that the brand standards have if you're a branded property, and we can also work with you as an independent to even the playing field a bit more. No compliance, no fees, and also no long-term commitments. So if you're not happy with our program after 30, 60 days, all you have to do is shoot me an email and say, listen, I want to move on, and we'll end it at that. That makes us accountable of providing value to all of you on a day-to-day basis, and basically ensuring that we're offering value. So appreciate everybody for hearing about Source One. And if you have any questions, I'll be the direct point of contact for you all. And in a follow-up email that Karin will share, and in the end of this webinar, there'll be some more information on how to sign up, which is about a 5-minute process through a sign-up link. Thank you. I think you might be on mute, Karin. I don't think I hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. So little technical problem here. So next, it's my pleasure to introduce Kimberly Vandervern, Vice President of Consumer Solutions with United Health Group, Optum. United Health Group is one of AzLTA's newest strategic partners and also offers a variety of members-only product and services that meet the unique health and wellness needs of the hospitality industry. Thanks for joining us this morning, Kimberly.
Thank you, Karin, and the whole AzLTA team. It's great to be here. I'm hearing some feedback, but let me know if you can't hear me correctly. We have a partnership with generally the hospitality industry, partnered with AzLTA, basically all of the national and state hotel and restaurant associations, through which we help the hospitality industry. As we all know, the hospitality industry is quite underserved from a health and wellness perspective. And so it's my job to identify the unique needs of the owners and operators and employees in the industry, and then to develop solutions to meet those needs and to give people access to health and wellness, which so many people so desperately need. So next slide, please. So we focus on this this gives you sort of an image of what I focus on when I'm building the product portfolio. So taking into account the several different critical components of wellness in a person, physical, of course, mental, of course, I say of course, because now I believe we're all aware of how critical mental health is. Maybe not so much 5 years ago, 10 years ago, definitely not, but now we know. And then social health, which is I never thought about this until COVID. And this is so critical with the isolation, the despair, the devastation. And so these are the different buckets that our solutions fall into. Next slide, please. And so when I think about the industry, it was important to me to develop solutions not only for full-timers and employers that are able to offer things like health benefits. But what about all the part-timers? The vast majority of people in the industry are part-timers. And even if their employer is able to offer health benefits, part-timers will never get access to those benefits, never. So that was so critical to me to offer solutions and resources that everyone in the industry, regardless of how few or many hours you work, can access. So the first one is for employers. It's for those employers who wish to offer an employer-sponsored health benefits plan. And this is through our partner, United Healthcare. There are a variety of discounts, various different solutions for employers who wish to offer employee benefits. And you know, many of our hospitality partner businesses, owners, operators, hoteliers, restaurateurs, maybe they don't have the profit margin to be able to afford medical benefits, but given the state of employees seem to not want to come back to work. So what can we do? What can I do to help you as employers incentivize employees to come back? So maybe you can't afford medical, but maybe you can afford dental. So a lot of our customers in the hospitality industry will just buy dental or vision or dental and life or something like that, so that they can give something and not nothing. And the dental and vision, life, disability, critical illness, those are practically free. They're so inexpensive with your members. And by the way, these are all members only. So if anyone out there is deciding whether to join AzLTA or not, these are all really phenomenal reasons to join AzLTA, because these are not available. All of these prices I've gotten for association members only. So, you know, what the type of money you can save through these solutions is huge. So if you can't afford medical benefits, look into dental, vision, critical illness. They're so inexpensive and you get a discount. So lots of different solutions there. Next slide, please. One of the things I'm incredibly excited about, I've been working on this for about 7 years, and we are going to be able to, and so excited that Arizona is one of our first launch markets. And this is going to be over the next like 2 weeks or something like that. Maybe you've heard about the expanded open enrollment period for individuals and families. Now we have I've partnered with an organization that will allow us to offer individual and family plans to hospitality employees and their families without employers needing to get involved. So this is, for employers, this is an easy pass-through to your employees. Makes you as an employer look like the hero. Zero contribution from you, but you're helping all of your part-timers who you can't otherwise help. You can't, as an employer, buy a health plan for a part-timer. Here is what you can do to help them and their families get care. This is multi-carrier. It's amazing. So an employee calls this toll-free number. On the end of the phone, other end of the phone is a licensed representative, fully trained in the hospitality industry and their needs. And that person will, within 10 minutes, the person can get quotes from 5 different carriers, you know, Blue Cross, United Healthcare, Aetna, Cigna, on and on and on. The rep will talk that person through the pluses and minuses of each plan. If that person is eligible for a federal subsidy through the Affordable Care Act, which the vast majority of people in hospitality are low wage earners, and they're eligible for a hefty subsidy, which, by the way, if you try to go on healthcare.gov and get it yourself, it lights your hair on fire. It's so impossible because it's really, really confusing. This person on the other end of the phone will be able to tell the caller, what is your federal subsidy, and get it for that person on that phone call. It's amazing. So that person can leave the phone call with a medical, a dental, any kind of plan that person is interested for that person and family, can leave that call with that coverage in place and with the subsidy. It's truly, truly amazing. So super excited for that to come out through AzLTA. Next slide, please. This is so the Teladoc, will someone just give me a wave if I can talk about this stuff forever. I'm really passionate about it. Just give me a wave if I need to shut it down. This Teladoc, so I'm sure most of you have heard about virtual visits. Hopefully you've experienced one. It's life-changing. We're never going back. The face of healthcare is different now, and it's all virtual. And that's the way it's going to be moving forward. The convenience, the access, the not having to go anywhere. You can do it at 3 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. It matters not where you are, what time it is, what you need. This package that I developed with Teladoc, and Teladoc is the global leader in virtual visits and telehealth. And so I developed this solution only for members of my Hospitality Industry Association partners. This is a gift to the hospitality industry. Every person should have this. This is $7 a month for an employee and that employee's entire family. The family could be 15 people or 30 people or 2 people or 1 person. $7 a month. That's it. No co-payments, no deductibles, no anything. It is truly, people say that can't be. This is Teladoc's gift, goodwill gesture to the hospitality industry because of the incredible devastation the industry has incurred over the past year. This is amazing. It includes unlimited general medical. There's no reason for people to go to urgent care, ER. The next slide is going to show you the data that your employees are going to ER and urgent care for things that are not relevant or needed at ER and urgent care, costing them a fortune. If you have health benefits, offer health benefits, it costs you as an employer a fortune because the claims come through to you, escalating your medical costs over time, your renewal costs, et cetera. There are no claims here. You get the $7 a month package, you get unlimited medical. Here's what is so critical to me is unlimited mental health. And we all know that the mental health, the state of the mental health of the world, of our country, of our communities, most especially people in the hospitality industry with the despair, the isolation. I have heard so many people lately say, I thought I had it. I thought I had it under control. And over the past month or so, I can't seem to deal with things. It's too much. It's something snapped in me and I need help. This is unlimited mental health for the employee and the employee's entire family. No cost, no extra cost. You can go to a psychiatrist, a licensed psychiatrist 5 times a week, 5 times a month, therapist, family therapy, individual therapy. Physicians call in prescriptions to your favorite pharmacy. This is incredible. I am using this. My entire family is using this. My friends are using this. It is unbelievable. I so encourage you. If anyone on this call is interested in finding out more about this, I'm happy to get you on a call with just you, with Teladoc leadership to walk you through this. This is a gift and everybody should have it. Next slide, please. So this is really, this sort of covers the other, there's a humanistic bent to this whereby, people need help. People need help, and giving them help allows them to get access immediately, increases, allows you to attract and retain talent, keeps your business healthy. You can't have a healthy business unless you have a healthy team, increases customer loyalty, decreases presenteeism, decreases absenteeism because people have access to care when they need it. Their conditions are not escalated and making them worse and worse and worse. Also, as I alluded to before, these save you money as an employer. I have so much data about how this can save you money and your bottom line. So feel free to call me, email me. We can get on a call with Teladoc. I do this all the time. Let me know if you have questions. I can talk about this stuff forever. Next slide, please. Free prescription drug program. I know everybody seems to have one, but we have one in case your employees need it. No cost to anybody. it's just there. Next slide, please. So this is Let's Get Checked. We partnered with this organization because it is the only organization that houses and owns the entire COVID-19 testing process under one umbrella: the manufacturing of the test, the distribution, and the analysis of the results. This is the full test, and this is wrong. They just decreased the price. The members only, by the way, price is $86 now. I need to change that. $86, a minimum of 20 tests, almost 100% accuracy. And this is, I'm so passionate about this because so many people are out there using rapid tests and all these tests that are really meaningless. They don't tell us anything. They feel good because you're doing something, but they don't tell you anything. This is the only way to know if you and your employees are positive or negative. So that's why we partnered with this organization. Next slide, please. This is something that you can pass along to your employees. No employer contribution is necessary at all. This is just one more way we can help your teams get the healthcare they need, so they don't have to go to a doctor and pay for a primary care visit, then go to a lab and have blood drawn. This is empowering people to get their tests, whether it's thyroid or sexual health or Lyme disease or diabetes or colon health, cholesterol, all the things we need to be on top of to be healthy. 25% members only discount. Pass this along to your employers and help them get the care they need. Next slide, please. This is so cool. So Kaya Health, another gift to the hospitality industry. This is an incredible organization that does digital AI physical therapy. It is amazing. And they have allowed me to offer this back and neck pain program for free to hospitality through COVID. Please get this out there. So many of us have neck and back problems, and this is a holistic look at pain management, the exercise, mind over matter, just the whole pain education. How do we live with pain? So encourage you to pass this along to your employees. So many people are suffering from musculoskeletal disorders in hospitality. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Again, and oh my gosh, we want to keep people off opiates. We want to get people the care they need. We don't want people to take painkillers. We want people to get physical therapy. That's a great way to do it. By the way, the Teladoc solution also has free physical therapy along with it. So keep that in mind as well. Finally, trying to talk as fast as I can. We have a whole suite of mental health, substance use disorder, and suicide prevention resources. They are free. They're free. The only one that's not free is the Teladoc, $7 a month. But everything else is free. I'm happy to send all of this out to you. We have a COVID-19 stress toolkit that is really great with science-based, data-driven resources, easy things that we can just do every day to help ourselves be okay. We underwrote an R&D initiative last year with Active Minds, which is a national nonprofit focused on suicide prevention and mental health. We did a whole study on hospitality and mental health and what are the drivers? What are your employees saying? And we developed a guidebook that's very comprehensive for employers in hospitality. So you know what your employees are thinking and the easy and free things you can do to create a safe place in your work environment. So happy to send those off to anyone who would like. And that is it. I hope I spoke quickly enough. Got lots of stuff, happy to share. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Lots of great stuff. I can tell you personally, I've used the Kaya Health and I love it.
I am so happy to hear that. So happy. Good.
Great. So, okay. So, and finally, I'd like to welcome our next presenter, long-term member and former board member, Guy Bittner, founder and senior advisor of Ascentus Advisors. Ascensus Advisors is a business advisory that focuses solely on cost-saving solutions for your company. Their mission is to partner with you to reduce your business expenses, save you money, save you time, and bottom line gains, all without having to make changes to personal or any of your programs that you have in place within your company. So thank you for being with us today, Guy.
Thank you very much, Karine, and thank you everybody on the call. And before I start, and Ricardo, you can put the presentation on. Before I start, just wanted to thank the association and you, Karine, and Kim, which is not on the call, and welcome, Anna, for everything you do for the industry and advocating. And it's such an important part of Arizona's economical success. And I know we'll rebound from this crisis. I just want to thank you I know you work hard because I get emails from you late at night. So thank you very much. So once again, my name is Guy Bittner. I'm a founder and senior advisor with Ascensus Advisors. And we are a business advisory focused solely on cost-saving solutions, very innovative cost-saving solutions and expense reductions for organizations. As my background is in hotel management, I have surrounded myself with and partnered with some amazing companies that either I've seen personal success with in reducing expenses, or I've utilized their concept in reducing expenses in my previous ventures and improving hotel profitability. The expense reduction solutions I define them as non-disruptive. It's not the ones that have to do with people or changing providers, vendors, or programs. Is those expenses that exist there as a business, and we sometimes don't have the time or the expertise to deal with them and optimize them. And the best part, that all my services are fee contingent. There's no financial risk, there's no upfront cost. Only if we find tangible savings, we share the benefit. So it's a win-win partnership model. Next slide, please. Today, I wanted to focus on one of my solutions named Optimally, which is a technology-based solution, which I'm very excited about. Do we really know as business owners if we're paying too much for some of the business expenses? I heard earlier medical that we all deal with cost of goods we all deal with, but how much attention do we give to those business expenses that we all deal with? Telecommunications, hardware, software licenses, waste, shredding, printing, leasing of copiers, different insurances, uniforms, transportation, and many more. Do we really know if we're paying the optimal rate? Do we really know if we are paying as we should be paying, and we're not paying more than others in the same industry, in the same region? The reality is, and that's a fact and it's database, that there are several services that most businesses use that pay over market rates, and also with time are overcharged due to unnecessary fees, inappropriate plans, and billing errors. I like to always use the example, if anyone on the call, when is the last time you looked at your own home cable bill or your wireless bill? You need to do a master's degree just to understand those and figure out how you swim in between optimizing those. So to talk about the actual solution and how we solve it and how data and technology can help all of you on the call to optimize those expenses, I want to pass it to my partner, Herman, who will dive deeper into the actual technology platform. Next slide, and pass it to Herman.
All right, so essentially what has been built out within our platform is we own one of the largest sets of vendor-specific operating invoice data in North America. So that is $6 trillion worth of vendor invoices from about 10 million businesses. Our data science team has normalized and categorized this data in a first-time way of being able to benchmark any company's entire general ledger. So our history, we were focused on one expense category in the shipping and logistics space. As time has gone on, we have now moved into benchmarking every vendor all across the board, from any company. So that is giving us the ability to have conversations in a way that just has not been done before. And that's how we're activating this data to give leverage back to any client that chooses to allow us to set those benchmarks in that general ledger. Next slide. So to go through how our process works and to dig into that general ledger a little bit deeper. So from the general ledger, again, we're looking for 12 months of a general ledger. We're not looking for profit, loss. We're only looking at who you're paying, how much you're paying, and how often you're paying. We then take that data and benchmark it against our data lake. And what comes out of that is the gap between what you are currently paying any vendor across the board and the best in class rates for similar services. And this is not an apples to oranges comparison. This would be apples to apples, meaning geographical location is taken into context. Excuse me. So geographical location, region, industry, SIC code, everything is like sized. So we're immediately able to identify how much you are overpaying, underpaying. And the worst thing that comes out of this part of the exercise is us recognizing that all of your expenses are in line with the best in class rates. That has not been seen to date, but that is the start. In that exercise, there is no cost, there is no fee, and people are taking advantage of that day by day. Next column. So after we do that, we present the generated savings from our benchmarking exercise. Any client that would like to move forward, we then go out and renegotiate the current rates on behalf of our clients. So our goal is not to get anybody to switch providers, but we negotiate through evidence-based, just through an evidence-based model. So we're able to have negotiations that sound a little bit more like, why is my client paying 25% higher rates for your service than 100 similar sized companies? So asking vendors to justify that has been extremely challenging for them. But again, this is a full-on data-driven solution to provide savings in the way that we do and all across the board. Next column. And then the ongoing piece of what we do, so month over month, we're going to continually go out to renegotiate rates lower and lower as time progresses. One of the things that we have built into the back end of our platform is the AI and machine learning component, which essentially act as a savings feedback loop over time. So as payments go on, as our data is enriched, we continue to see vendor rates trending down for our clients. The other piece is making sure that both sides of any renegotiation, both sides of the company speak to one another. So if they agree to new terms, we make sure that they are complying to those new terms, and we are providing insights and analytics from every vendor all across the board. So you have true visibility into what's going on within that vendor pricing ecosystem, any additional opportunities for ongoing savings with just how your business may operate. And really the ability to save costs over time. And just to go back to the beginning, so that benchmarking exercise, the generated savings from that is about 95% accurate. So we would present a pretty conservative estimate, but as somebody comes on, once we get the vendor level invoice detail, so we can see, how many software licenses and get to some of those specifics, that savings continues to grow about 10 to 15% thereafter once somebody becomes a client. Next slide. And so just to talk a little bit about kind of what vendors we're talking about, this is a short list, but the reality is the only thing we're really not touching are payroll. So we don't want to talk about how much people are getting paid. We're not looking at that, as well as rents. We're not looking at how much people are paying for their rent. But anything else on that general ledger, we are able to benchmark. We have data across every expense category. And we are just collecting more and more data and enriching that database to provide deeper savings for all of our clients. This is a very heavy lift on the back end with our data science team, our negotiations team, But client facing, we are a wonderful extension of any company's AP department with the sole purpose of leveraging data to analyze savings all throughout our partnership. With that being said, I'll hand it back over to Guy. You're muted.
Thank you very much, Herman. As mentioned, all businesses, all of us have these business expenses. And I remember finding myself sitting in P&L meetings and always highlighting some of them. We just didn't find the time. Sometimes it was the time factor to actually deal with that because of the complexity and how much time they consume. But rather, I was more focused on the core business. So thank you, Herman. This is the end of, for any more information, please feel free to contact me. The detail will be on the website. And if needed, we can organize a more in detail discovery call. Back to you, Corinne.
Thank you, Guy. Thank you, Hernan, for that presentation. A lot of great information there. I know this was a lot of information today, and so I really encourage everyone to submit some questions, and we will take some, we will start our Q&A from any of you attending now, but we do have a few questions here. So this one goes to Santiago with Source One. Santiago, would our members work with a direct representative to assist in the enrolling process? And would Source One be able to assist our members in managing their online platform?
Great question. Absolutely, 100%. We strive ourselves on service. We're in a service-oriented industry, and that's how we've structured our company. So not only will you have myself as the initial point of contact helping you through sign up, and through managing the different suppliers on your portal, you'll also be assigned a dedicated point of contact, a client manager that will continue to check in on you, make sure they're presenting additional promotions from our supplier, manufacturer partner on a monthly basis, and just keeping you informed on what's out there and what additional dollars and savings you can take advantage of from all of our supplier partners.
Okay, thank you. All right, so let's see, next one for Kimberly with United Health Group. Kimberly, are these programs only available around marketplace enrollment periods? And do members enroll in them as a package, or can they pick and choose from each one of these offerings?
So I missed the first part because my Siri was talking to me by accident. So yeah, so the first question was about an open enrollment period. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So the first, no problem. Let's see. So the first question is, are these programs only available around marketplace enrollment periods?
Okay. The answer to that question is no. The products are available all the time, 12 months out of the year. The only product that is time sensitive is the new individual and family and Medicare solution. There is a new, and so that the whole individual and family world is governed by the federal government in terms of when people are allowed to buy it. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense to me, but it is. The new administration has just expanded the open enrollment period until May 15th. So right now, anyone can apply for anything. So just remember, the individual and family is the only thing that is time sensitive. But there's a caveat, because if people want to enroll outside of that federally mandated open enrollment period of time, they still are welcome to. They just have to have what's called a major life event, meaning a marriage, a divorce, a death, having a child, that kind of a thing. And then people can enroll anytime. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And what was the other question?
The other question was, and do members enroll in them as a package, or can they pick and choose from these offerings?
You can pick and choose from anything that works for you and your business and your employees, all a la carte.
Great, thank you. Guy, this question's for you. You would think that a vendor would be reluctant to drop their price. How does AzCentrist get them to do so? And would AzCentrist change our member service provider or vendor?
Herman, you want to take that? Because I know you have some, you deal with it on a daily basis.
Yeah, so again, we have an entire professional negotiations team that we're leveraging, and as well as the data. So our goal is to do that within the providers any company currently has, and we're having a extreme amount of success there. Over 90% of vendors are adhering to those. The one thing is we give our clients control over which vendors we go after. So a lot of companies have, personal relationships, father-in-law, whatever it may be. We're never going to negotiate with somebody that there is a personal relationship. Outside of that, we plan, we strategize on the front end, and we only go after the amount of vendors that are least disruptive to any AP department. So an hour time for onboarding and then 30 minutes at the end of every month. So it is extremely efficient, it's succinct. And again, like I spoke to before, our ability to leverage data and ask our vendors why you're paying more than, or why your business is a competitive disadvantage based off of inequities in this pricing model is a conversation that they are not having a strong defense against.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, so it looks like we still have a couple minutes. So one last question, and we'll kind of go around the room and have you share with us a success story of a business you've helped with these offerings. So Santiago, we'll start with you.
Absolutely. So a recent success that we've had with a property actually out in the Arizona market, maybe some of you may know it. It's the Amara Resort and Spa out in the Sedona market. And our team worked very closely with their food and beverage director and their engineering department. And we were able to save them about 10% on their food and beverage supply program with Shamrock Foods. And we were able to save them an additional 5% on HD supply for all their hotel amenity programs without disrupting anything that they were doing today with any of their suppliers. And just not disrupting any purchasing processes they had internally. So it's a great success story with one of the nicest hotels out in the Sedona market that we have to share.
Thank you. Okay, Kimberly.
Yeah, so I can't give you names, but one stands out in my mind. It's actually a national hotel organization, business, a big brand name that has, I don't know, 5,000, 10,000 hotels under its umbrella. And they, I think they have made one of the best, their best case scenario for really leveraging our solutions. They happen to already offer health benefits. When COVID hit, and they really understood the value of keeping their team healthy and instilling consumer confidence, and not only in their brand, but in hospitality, keeping people feeling like hotels are safe to walk into. And so they understood that they needed a healthy team in order to have a healthy business. And so they had medical benefits anyway, but also were savvy enough to realize that only helps a very small percentage of their employees, the rest of whom are part-time. So when they were trying to stay open, they ordered a whole bunch of COVID-19 tests so that they could keep testing their employees, have a year's supply on hand to make sure that their business could stay open and that they would catch COVID before any other team members got sick, or God forbid, customers got sick. And they also jumped on board very quickly to the part-timer solutions like the Teledoc, and so made Teledoc available to all of their part-timers and their full-timers, because interestingly enough, they have a self-funded insurance arrangement, which is complicated, but it's the kind of insurance coverage that puts the risk on the employer. And so they quickly realized I have a run rate of their data, their claims data over the past year, and giving their people access, their full-timers and part-timers access to virtual visits, dropped their claims so significantly So not only are they, and improved their absenteeism, all that stuff, their teams stayed much healthier than other organizations. And they were able to help so many people. They also were very, very passionate about our free mental health resources, and just really got that out there, and really made a conscious effort to support the mental health, the social health, and the physical health of their teams. And now I think they're really benefiting now that, you know, they've got loyal team members and healthy, and in turn, more loyal customers. And so that's, you know, they showed that they cared, and that was beautiful. It was really wonderful to work with them, and to see their teams really really be grateful to their employers for access to this care. It's, you know, that's why I do what I do. So great example.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Kimberly. And let's see, we have about 1 minute here. Guy, I don't know if there's anything that you'd like to just add.
Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. As far as an example, just recently, within the methodology that we're discussing here of optimization, I had a customer that has over 800 lines with a wireless carrier, and we found 25% savings on it. So you can do the math, but with that, with Optimally, the criteria is not necessary. You don't have to be a Fortune 500 company to utilize our services. It's actually very much designated to small and medium-sized businesses to help them optimize and help them focus on the core business and driving their business development, and let us take care of those business expense lines that we all pay.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Okay, so it looks like we've gotten to the end of our questions here. I know there was a lot of information for everybody today, and it's a lot to digest. Again, in the chat, we will make sure to send everybody direct links with all the information that was presented today. And we plan on doing hosting more member benefits webinar throughout the year. Real quick, I'd also like to remind all of you about our new grant partnership with the Arizona Office of Tourism. We invite properties to apply to get up to $500 credit towards the AzLTA's AZ Safe and Clean certification. So please reach out to membership@azlta.com if you're interested. We have had numerous hotels and resorts throughout Arizona have been certified since the inception of this program last year in May. And then again, for more information about the AZ Safe and Clean certification, you can visit us on our webpage at azlta.com. And then lastly, just remember to follow us on social media. Our contacts are listed on the last screen there. Thank you all very much. Thank you to our presenters here today, and take care. Bye.